Hello! So today I'm going to read a musing from the microblog called Coffee Floats, and I'm sharing this at this time specifically because there are certain things, certain foods, substances that I get really chainy with. Like, have one and then all of a sudden I'm having like 2, 3, 4 and then I'm having this thing all day. And this is the case with coffee. You know, for years, I didn't drink coffee at all. I went from drinking, get this, so I would wake up in the morning and I would have a super strong coffee that I would make crazy strong, ridiculously strong, just, tar. And then I would get to work, because I worked at the coffee juice bar at Whole Foods, and I would have a 5-shot latte. And then, about halfway through my shift, I would have another 5-shot latte. And then I would get off work, and I would drink myself to sleep. And this was every day. And so I functioned on caffeine. And I remember at one point, me and my friend had this drink called Four Locos. It was this energy drink that was alcoholic, and they were totally dangerous. And people have died from drinking these things and stuff. But just, polluting my body left and right. And but then I went off coffee completely and didn't drink it for years. And then every once in a while, if I was gonna sneak away and binge or whatever, I'd go get a frappuccino or something. But it wasn't a regular thing by any means. I didn't have a coffee maker or any way of making coffee at home. And then I just got this thing in me this year where I was I want to have coffee. So I got a French press and I started making coffee, and it started out as this ritual. And, I think I just touched my mic. And then it just spiraled. So this is a little bit of a story about it. And this month I'm starting this cleanse. And I wasn't even going to talk about it, but I'm doing it, so why not? It's a 30-day thing. And there isn't going to be any coffee or even herbal tea or chocolate. And it's going to be, I haven't done anything like this in years, actually. I've been much more lenient kind of on food and kind of feeling kind of blubby and sluggy and really, made some so-so choices and received so-so results in how I feel and the way I look and stuff, and just kind of blah. And so I'm doing this to kind of reset and to help really put in check some of the things that have become very habitual in my day-to-day. And even this week, I knew I was going to start preparing for this, and so I finished the coffee I had in the house, and I've just been drinking tea, and then in a couple days it'll just be water. And so I made it somewhat incremental. So it wasn't starting on the first day, having all these different things, and then not being able to have any of them, because that would be too intense. But we'll see how it goes, people, and I'll talk to you about it here later, but let's read this. So this microblog is Coffee Floats. After years of not drinking coffee, I drank coffee. Vanilla lattes, then macchiatos. Soon I wanted it at home to save money and not have to go anywhere. I decided once a week as a treat. It was a healthy exercise of self-control. On weekends, I spooned up coffee floats in 32-ounce mason jars. The swirl of almond milk and coconut bliss mint galactica ice cream made them look frothy and classic, like root beer floats from a 50s diner. They were so delicious. I started having them a few times a week. Then I wanted coffee in the morning instead of my religious cup of tea. I'd relax at the first rich sip, dropping in a lemon coin and drinking from my little e-mug. I liked it so much, I began drinking coffee all day long, right up until bed. In the beginning, I brought out the French press only once a week. I'd tuck it back in the cupboard until the next weekend when we opened the windows, cozied in bed, and watched movies while eating veggie fried rice with our coffee floats. The whole experience tasted wonderfully decadent. But then I started leaving the press on the counter, not even washing it until the next use. It wouldn't be long between brews since I was up to 4 cups a day. I felt anxious with the first cup. By the 4th, I was racing. Now, drinking coffee was a habit. Water, a side note. My teas sat lonely in the cabinet. I bought almond milk and stevia in mass. My body chemistry shifted, sleeping patterns changed. I had more grip to drink coffee than energy to do yoga. Taste pulled to sweeter, heavier foods that cushioned the anxiety. I whitened my teeth, but couldn't make it a single day without coffee to let the effect take hold. I didn't like the feeling of, I can't live without this. It wasn't the coffee. It was the feeling of needing it to be okay. And that wasn't love. Drinking coffee became something else altogether. Not at any specific time, any single moment, but through feeding the act until it became a need. Ta-da! And I do want to say this, this is my specific relationship with this specific thing. And I'm not saying coffee is bad or anything is bad. I think that we decide that for ourselves. It's really important to make those decisions for us because we have that internal gauge on, what feels good and what doesn't. So, this is just how I've been with this specific thing, and I don't know how it'll be in the future, but I am going to take a break from it for a while and see how it goes. And just so you know, when I do these readings, these musings from the microblogs, these are writings that currently live on my website. I'm working right now on putting the first 99 into Musings from the Microblog 1.0. It's the first collection of these writings that will make their way into a book. And these are something that I would always like to self-publish, to get out there in a really inspirational, cool form. And the reason I do this is because, these writings to me, they are free form. They are totally inspired. They are so self-loving, and they touch on the things, all these little micro moments in my life that I amplify and I share this way because they have just helped me so much along the road, but they just come through. And so I want there to be a place for them because it's more than a social media post, and I want it to be out there and not just live in one of my journals. And so that's what these are when I get on here and I read these. And they're just living on my website at ELYSEHUGHES.com. If you go to the writings, toggle down to the microblog and enjoy them, lose yourself for a little bit. And I also share them all on my social media pages at ELYSEHUGHESWRITER on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm at Elyse Writes on Twitter, but I don't really do much on there. And I don't know if I will. So that's it for today, folks. And I hope you enjoyed this musing from the microblog.